talked about the series about Rugby League. The merry-go-round season is in its full swing now, but I think a lot of teams have done the business really early this year. I think they did it throughout the season. We all know the transfers. I think we're going to concentrate on Hull today. They struggled towards the end of last season, but I must admit, I think we're starting to see on the forums the Hull fans getting excited for what's to come in 2020, and we're going to talk about exactly why. They've signed Tavita Sate.
His name is Chris.
Yeah, well, obviously
he's a big scary bloke.
Yeah. Liga Sau, Manu Mayo, which, but for me, I mean, tremendous. Josh Jones, who I've mentioned before, probably the most improved player in Super League last season. Mahu Fanoa, who's coming back to Hull. Hull fans have got great memories of him scoring 2 tries in the the Challenge Cup final against Wigan. Adam Swift, who's struggled to get in the Saints team this year, hasn't he? But he's always been there or thereabouts. Scored plenty of tries. And Jordan Johnson for Widnes, who does have Super League experience from them in the league before. So Ian, what names really excite you there?
Well, the standout one is Manu Mao, isn't it? And people are always going to say about Josh Jones because of the season that he's had. Personally, I think one of the really important ones could be Adam Swift, because what Hull have always got is they've got some very big, strong outside backs, which make people question, are they really outside backs or are they just extra forwards? And I think Adam Swift brings something a bit different, because obviously he's not a big, strong guy. He's genuinely fast and he's a very good finisher. And I think he could be a very important signing. I think it could be a very shrewd bit of business there, because to be fair, I think he's been forced out at Saints, and I think, frankly, he's a better winger than Regan Grace.
Before I bring Jack in, just obviously there are some tremendous names here, but I mean, I like just your thoughts on where Hull season went wrong towards the end of the. I think after the semi-final against Warrington, they did go on a poor run, and obviously cost them the playoffs in the end, when pretty much they looked nailed on for third, if not second. Do you think? First of all, where do you think the season went wrong? And do you think, for all these great signings, are these where they needed to strengthen?
Yes, Hull. It was always going to be a big thing this year for the recruitment for next year, was because we had so many players coming to the end of contracts. You know, you had so many retiring, the likes of Minicello, Sikamanu, people like that. You don't lose people like that and not feel it.
Yeah.
And so they knew they had to go out and they had to get the recruitment absolutely right, and that's exactly what I think they've gone and done. They've got the recruitment exactly the way that it needed to be. They needed some pace, they needed some genuine strength, some genuine leaders to come in and replace those players, and that's what they've gone and done. Where it went wrong this year, I think, to be fair, I wouldn't particularly knock Lee Radford, but I think it got a bit chopped and changed from week to week, and I think that damaged us more than people maybe realised.
I think you're happy for Radford to go on for this season.
I'm extremely happy for Lee Radford.
Faith in him, he always have had.
Frankly, I would give Lee Radford the job for life and say, right, it's yours until you don't want it anymore.
It's great that you're backing him, and the coach. You get so many fans on source, but the first lose 2 games having a pop at the coach. It's great to see someone actually backing the coach. So obviously we all know where you like loyalty stands. So we'll look more of a neutral side of it. So Jack, what do you think here with these new signings?
I think first of all, superb recruitment from Hull. I think, like we've mentioned, Fanua, Matu and Jones are the 3 that stand out for me. Fanua's got Super League pedigree already. Had a couple of seasons back in the NRL, but was always great to watch when he was in Super League. Really athletic, really strong, really good outside back. Matu, like Ian's mentioned, I think the Tongan Terminator is his nickname. He's an absolute unit of a player.
He's got a pretty scary coach as well.
And Josh Jones, we've all seen how good he's been for Salford this year. The one thing I would possibly say is that maybe they've gone a bit too much for quantity over quality. As good as the players are, I think one place that I've definitely looked at is the outside backs. I think you think you've only got 5 positions to fill. They've got Jamie Shaw, Beretta Faraimo, Ratu Nalago, Josh Griffin, Carlos Tumavave, Adam Swift and Mahe Fanu both come in. Jake Connor's got to be in there somewhere. Then they've got youngsters like Connor Wynn, Kieran Buchanan, Cameron Scott. That's a lot of players just to fill 5 positions. And at the end of the day, you've got to keep players happy. players if players are left out of the squad, they're not going to like it. Adam Swift's come to Hull, for example, to play regular games, but he's not even guaranteed that, I don't think, on the back of who you've got. So I think, yes, it's alright bringing in the big names, and I do think that there's some definite areas where Hull have strengthened. But I think you look at teams like Wigan, for example, I think have had the best recruitment.
I was going to ask that,
I think, Hastings, Burgess, they've not gone overboard with their signings. They've signed 2 quality players. Hastings to replace Williams, that's outgoing, and Burgess an extra prop. Effectively replaces Hamlin, I guess, in a way.
They need something nasty. Well, I mean, as a Wigan fan, they've recruited exactly the positions they needed to strengthen.
And then they've got obviously Bibby and Clark as well for depth, because I think they're losing a few fringe players. Similarly, Warrington have gone Gareth Widdop. Comes in. They've got Gelling to replace Goodwin.
Do we know where Widdop's fitness is at this moment?
I think he's fully fit. He came back from injury and played in the NRL, and he's going to play for Great Britain and England in the Nines this autumn. And then they've recruited a few younger players, Matty Ashton, Keenan Brand and Sammy Kabula, that will all add depth as well. So I think Hull's recruitment has definitely been impressive, and I think the names they've brought in have certainly excited the Hull fans, like you say, like Ian, and stunned a fair few other fans in Super League that are more neutral. But I do think that only time will tell whether or not they can become cohesive as a unit and all gel together, because they have lost a lot of key players. They're effectively replacing their entire back row, for example. That's a big change. But I think they could definitely be successful. I don't see why not.
Well, just a quick comment on like so what Wigan and Warrington their recruitment. What do you think?
The one that would really worry me, that I would worry about most, is at Wigan. Certainly, I think Warrington are something of an enigma, aren't they? In the transfer market, they go in and they use what I call a scattergun effect. Basically, they'll just we'll have him. Just because they've got a rich owner. And it doesn't necessarily lend itself to actually improving the team.
Is that not what Hull have done though this year? I mean, like I said, look at how many wingers you've got. You've just gone, Adam Swift's available, we'll have him. Mahifanu will bring him back.
Well, we went and got
the same sort of way.
We went and got Adam Swift because we knew we needed some genuine pace.
No, why?
And we signed him before Mahifanu, before we knew he was available. And Mahifanu, I think he's about the 11th Hull player in recent years to return to the club. And we know what he brings, and I think in certain ways they've looked at it and, show me the last bad signing Lee Radford made. Because I can't remember one off the top of my head. I'm sure there will be one in there somewhere, but I can't remember it.
There's a couple. Liam Harris. Liam Harris has not really done much since he's come back.
I mean, he's just come through the ranks, hasn't he?
Levy Nzongu was another one last season. He was a bit pointless.
Yeah, a bit. But again, I think that players like that will benefit more from having the reserve league to play in as well.
It is true, but if you're Adam Swift, you're really going to be willing to rot in the reserve league for the time.
I think Adam Swift will play quite regularly.
I think he'll get in.
Yes, because I don't see Ratu Naulago staying beyond next year.
Oh, beyond next year?
I don't see him staying beyond next year because he's signed with the Rugby Union agents, hasn't he?
So if Hull were in a Challenge Cup final or Grand Final, would Swift get in the 13 or did he get off himself in the 17? Or
I think Adam Swift gets in. Yes, certainly for his pedigree, his big game pedigree. I mean, he knows how to win a Grand Final, doesn't he? And that's going to be the aim for Hull next year, is to win the Grand Final.
I'd say it would be a boring world if we all agreed. I'm sure as Hull fans and fans of other clubs, we will be telling you the Twitter handles of the two guests today. So you can share your thoughts with them as well with the website. Like I say, there's no wrong answers here. This would be boring if we all agreed on everything. So I mean, Hull finished. Was it 6th to finish this year? Then just obviously the needs to be sent on to get in the playoffs. I take it you see an improvement on that with these signings.
I do. Yes, I see Hull going and taking out the big one next year, the Grand Final.
Yeah,
really.
Yes.
What about you for next year? We'll just up for Hull. Do you think Hull will improve on 6th?
I think they probably will. I think they'll creep into the top 5. I don't think they'll win any trophies though, if I'm being honest, Ian. Again, like I said, I think Saints, Wigan, and probably Warrington will be up there. I think they'll be the big scouts. I think, like I said, I think you'll make playoffs. I can't see you winning anything.
To be honest, if I'm seeing anybody dropping out of the playoffs next year, it's Warrington.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, both of you agree. Both agree. And quickly, Challenge Cup or Grand Final if you.
I'd take either.
Yeah, well,
to be honest. But then again, we've got a bit bored of winning the Challenge Cup recently.
Yeah, he's done well on that. Yeah. So anyway, that's the thoughts of the guys here. And like I say, different opinions on all the clubs and the recruitment. Love to hear what you think. Like I said before, no wrong answers here. Let's see what you all think. And like I said, like the video and follow the page. Thanks very much.